Hey, what's going on everyone? Welcome back to Everyday Technology. Nate here back at you with another PC related video, and if you can actually see it behind me here, I actually a couple weeks ago bought a Lenovo ThinkCentre desktop PC at Goodwill for around $25. It didn't come with a hard drive or operating system, and the specs were pretty bad. It only came with 4 GB of DDR3 RAM and a Core i3 processor, but you know what? I wanted to try to put some love into it, see what kind of gaming performance I can get out of it, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you kind of part 1 of what I did to this PC to slowly get it towards what I want it to be, and that is a pretty budget gaming PC that can run most high-end games at around 60 frames per second. Now, I actually got the inspiration from this video from Oz Talks Tech, so if you want to check out his channel and the videos he's made that are similar to mine, I'll link them down below. He made a video about pimping out an old PC just like this, and I wanted to kind of do that myself, put my own spin on it, so that's why you have this video right here. If you like it and you want to see more content just like this from me, hit the subscribe button down below, like the video, and leave a comment down below as well. First, what I ended up doing is buying a Western Digital used hard drive off of Amazon. I got a terabyte version. It was only 20 bucks, and so far it has lasted and performed pretty darn well. All I really wanted it for was game storage. I didn't really want it as my boot drive, and for my boot drive, what I just ended up buying and what I'm going to be installing in this video is a Patriot Burst 2.5-inch SATA SSD that is 128 gigabytes. It's going to be around 4 to 5 times faster than the hard drive that I already installed, so it's going to make the operating system a lot more snappy, and it's not going to take like 5 hours to open up File Explorer. Alright, so let's install the SSD right now. In this particular PC, all you really need to do is remove the hard drive, and I don't really have a mounting spot for the SSD, so for right now I'm just gonna shove it under the hard drive. And all you're gonna need to do after this is plug in the power cable from the power supply and also plug in the SATA cable to both the SSD and the motherboard, and pretty much you're ready to go. I have a little comparison here between the hard drive and the SSD, and you're gonna see really how fast the SSD is compared to the hard drive. Boot times were significantly faster, as well as opening applications. So if you're planning on doing something like this, or you just want to speed up a really old PC, then buying a cheap $20 hard drive off of Amazon, which is what this costed right here, is really going to make a huge difference. As you can see, we're getting read-write times upwards of 400 megabytes per second, which is a lot better than the 40 to 50 to maybe 100 megabytes per second I was getting with the hard drive. Okay, so as I mentioned before, this PC only originally came with 4 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM, clocked in at around 1300 megahertz, which isn't that fast, but you know, it's an old machine, so instead of completely upgrading the RAM to DDR4, which you really can't do with this motherboard and this processor, what I decided to do was just buy 3 more sticks of 1333 megahertz DDR3, put it in there, so we now have 16 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM. It's not going to be as fast as DDR4, but it will appease Chrome and make your gaming experience a lot faster. So what I ended up doing was just buying the same exact brand of RAM that came with this PC, so there wouldn't be any compatibility problems. If you've watched any PC related content on YouTube, whether it be builds or just build rundowns, then you've probably seen somebody install RAM before. It's really simple. You just flip up the flaps on either side of the RAM slots, clamp them in, or should I say push them in until it clicks, and you're ready to go. And you just repeat that for as many times as you have RAM. And it says on the monitor that we are currently running 16 gigabytes of RAM, which is good to see because some processors actually don't support the use of all 4 RAM slots. And I was kind of scared that the processor that came with this Lenovo would not, but it ended up working, so I'm really excited. Now, I'm not exactly sure which kind of i3 processor it is. I did see it, I didn't memorize it. However, I will put it somewhere in the video so you guys can see the exact version. And I may upgrade to an i5 depending on the performance of this PC, but not before I put in a new graphics card, because right now this is just running the onboard Intel graphics, which are crap. Now, even though the onboard graphics are not very good, simply installing the RAM and the SSD did help the 3 mark score to go up a little bit. Now, I actually did do a benchmark before this video started without the SSD or the RAM, and it scored around 1300. And now I'm actually going to be doing another benchmark right here, and we're gonna see how much of an improvement just installing the RAM and the SSD is gonna make. Now, it's gonna make the PC a lot more snappier, which I have already experienced. However, it might not help as much as you might think with gaming, because a lot of that performance comes from graphics cards, and with the onboard graphics, you're really not gonna get much performance. And as you can see, it scored around 1600, which isn't a big improvement, and it just goes to show how much of a difference adding a graphics card makes, and just adding the RAM and the SSD really doesn't help a lot with gaming performance. With the benchmarking out of the way so you guys could see the improvement that just the SSD and the RAM made, now we're gonna do something that I've kind of not been looking forward to, and that's playing CSGO on this Lenovo ThinkCentre. It's not gonna go well. We may only average 5 frames per second, but we're gonna give it a try. And without any further ado, let's open Steam, if it stops having an aneurysm, and download CSGO. Alright, CSGO is downloaded. All of the settings are at the lowest possible it can go, and we're averaging around 15 frames per second. However, it will drop to around 10 and sometimes spike at around 20. However, we have not made it to 24 frames per second, so it is in no way smooth, and it is also lagging a lot. Overall, gaming performance on this machine without a graphics card is pretty trash. For those wondering, I am planning to upgrade this PC to a 1080 Ti low profile. This does need a low profile graphics card. It can't require a lot of power because there's only a 240 watt power supply in this, and it also can't be too big because this is a pretty slim case that this PC is in. And the 1050 Ti is pretty much the top performance you can get from a low profile graphics card, and it's gonna give you some amazing gaming performance with some really hard to run titles running no problem. I do not have that graphics card right now, however, but I do plan to get it for the second part of this video, where I will be pimping it out even more. For this video, I just wanted to upgrade the SSD and the RAM just to show you how much improvement that can give the PC. Not as much gaming wise, but just everything else about the computer's performance it will really help with. Thus concludes this video. Thank you all very much for watching. You know what to do if you want to see episode 2 of this series, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.